Being 6:59 and 40 seconds, would you join me in a pledge to the flag? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lynn, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Grover?
Here.
Mrs. Sullivan?
Here.
Mr. Halchanski?
Here.
Mrs. Vanderwater?
Here.
Ms. Lesniak? Here. Mr. Tucker? Mr. Zachariah?
Here. Oh, it is here.
Who's here?
Maybe he's using the restroom.
Oh, yes.
All right. Thank you for that.
I am confused. Where is Howard?
I think he's in the restroom.
Oh. How did we lose him? How did we lose him?
I would like to have a motion to approve the minutes from October 4th.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That motion passes. Citizens' comments. Anyone wishing to address the board? Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 1, the approval of vouchers. Multiple vouchers, total amount $153,952.04. And we did have review on these, Jen and
Yep,
Bob?
all good.
Yes.
Excellent.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 2. We're going to ask for a motion to recess from our meeting, go to public hearing for comments on local law J, local law J. And we'll read reading of the legal notice. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are now in public hearing. So, we're going to consider the adoption to override the tax levy limit. To be very clear, we have no intention of overriding the tax levy limit. We feel a precautionary measure and one that should be taken annually. Any discussion? Anyone wishing to address the board to speak in favor of it?
I'd like to just speak up and say that the only reason I can see not to do it is just the simple perception that we may raise taxes someday, and I don't want that to be the perception, because we really have no intentions of raising taxes. I think it's a good idea because just in case something happens, we won't face the additional fines that could be associated with that.
Agreed.
Good point.
Any other comments?
No, that's a good explanation.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Anyone wishing to speak against this local law? All right. Seeing none, I would ask for a motion to close public hearing and go back into our regular session.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And now, I would ask for approval based on the resolution that has been prepared for local law J to override the tax levy limit.
Moved.
Roll call?
After it's approved.
Oh, okay.
So if they get a second. yes.
I will second it, but I have to make a comment too. Because I think that while what Councilor Halchanski said is absolutely accurate, that we could, if something were to happen, something's wrong in our budget, we could incur fines and fees from the state. I think it's ludicrous that 10 years ago they put a tax cap in place that has never been 2%. I think it's ridiculous that our state doesn't live within the own 2% cap, and that we actually have to do this and be put on the record is just appalling.
Thank you, Jesse.
Agreed.
I think that was well said.
But I probably will be voting for this because I don't want to have any fees and fines from the state unnecessarily.
Very true.
That was my 2 cents.
Very well said. We have a
A
second.
reluctant
We
second.
have a reluctant second.
Roll call.
Roll call vote.
Mr. Grover?
Reluctantly, yes.
Mrs. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Halchanski?
Yes.
Mrs. Vanderwater?
Yes.
Ms. Lesniak?
Yes.
Mr. Tucker?
Yes.
Mr. Zachariah?
Yes. We'll move on to item number 4. And this is approved local law I, 2023, extending the solar moratorium for an additional 3 months. We already had our public hearing. We're just voting on this at this point, right? Does anyone have any comments?
I will comment and let the board know that I was able to finally meet with our town attorney to review the changes that the committee had put together. We had a very in-depth conversation. I'm expecting to hear back from her with a draft on the updated local law, hopefully within a couple weeks, and then we can circulate that to the board for review and approval. As I mentioned at the last board meeting, I don't think this process will take 3 months, but I wanted to give ourselves a cushion, so this process was thoughtfully done.
I just asked, what's the new deadline now for adopting?
We figured this out in an hour. Let me look.
I don't know if it's in there.
Should be 3 months from today.
Is it 3 months from our adoption here, 3 months from the expiry, 3 months from here? Okay, that's good enough.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you, Wendy. Would you consider,
So I'll make the motion to
Motion. Thank you very much.
approve the local law extending the solar moratorium for an additional 3 months, starting from today.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, it's a local law, let's
Oh.
call it. Mr. Grover?
Yes.
Mrs. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Hochansky?
Yes.
Mrs. Vanderwater?
Yes.
Ms. Lesniak?
Yes.
Mr. Tupper?
Yes.
Mr. Zachariah?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to
Overhead doors.
because that was the last one. Item number 5 is to approve overhead garage door openers for the buildings and grounds department garage. They're garage door openers after many, many years and many repairs. Finally, were unable to be repaired again. We did get 3 written quotes. This is a budgeted item. A quote from Wayne Dalton came at the lowest at $1,734. And that is the one I'll recommend we go with. Can I get a motion to approve that budgeted item?
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I want a discussion. Is that just for installation? I mean, are we hiring a contractor or is it just?
That is for the garage door openers
We're gonna
and
do it ourselves
installation.
though, aren't we?
No, there is, apparently there are some code issues. It has to be done by a certified installer, and there are some emergency issues as well. So
I
the garage
did mine
door-
in my own house.
Yeah, so there's a series of different things. There has to be a
It's different.
certified installer, yeah. So it's a little bit different, and there are some emergency
So
features that have to be
There's no
installed.
savings there.
No, but it was considerably less than the other options available.
That's parts.
Oh,
and
yeah,
labor.
no, I'm glad it's being done. I
Yeah.
just wondered what the financial construction was.
Yeah, the Wayne will do the entire construction, and it does include the openers and the emergency systems as well.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, did we get a motion and a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. And I have a penciled in number 6, introduction of local law K, which is an amendment to chapter 186 of the code book of the town of Van Buren, with vehicles and traffic with respect to the regulation of fire lanes, which for some reason is not in our book at all. So we would,
I'll make the motion to schedule the public
Public hearing,
hearing
yes.
for November 1st at 7 o'clock.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. We'll have that public hearing at our next session. All right. Councilor Committee reports and comments. Howard?
No, I think I said enough.
Never enough. Jen?
I have a few items. I went to the Canton Woods meeting on October 5th and got a little information. One item that was expressed is that the Beeville Express, who is the senior transportation program, are in dire need of volunteers. So I have some information and the phone number for Gina over at the Beeville Express if anybody is interested. And I've asked Lynn if she could put this on our webpage. Another item is that they went through their 2022 budget and they have a shortfall of $9,302 for the budget year, so they are going into their reserves for that to make whole. And then I went to the planning board meeting on October 10th, and there was some information passed along on Kriegel Farms. And right now it looks like they are in need of really looking into the traffic for the right lane into Downer Street by Walgreens to even have this potential project off ground. And then I also want to thank everybody that's up here tonight on our budget process. I know it's been taking time away from everybody, but everybody has been wonderful during the budget process and has worked hard on it. And I thank everybody. That's it.
Excellent. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Right?
We recently got an update from the Parks Director. I just want to throw out some stats just so people are aware. At the pool, we had almost 10,000 people, 9,941 people pass through the gates of the pool, which I think is great. We had a lot of use, both residents and non-residents. I thought that was great. The summer playground program, we had 103 kids that participated in the program, which again is great attendance. Given the fact that there's so many other summer programs that are available, it's great that the town is using our summer program because it is a good program. My own son went through it. And then the last thing I just wanted to mention, the pavilions filled almost to capacity throughout the year. There were several weekends where they were at capacity. So I just want to point out that the park is doing a good job being used by the citizens. The park staff is doing a great job as far as maintaining it, improvements, and all the maintenance and all that stuff. And I'm looking forward to next year to having even better results. Thank you.
I am looking forward to that as well.
I don't have anything tonight.
Wendy?
I have a couple things. In your boxes, Nadine was kind enough to circulate an updated Warner Cemetery rules and regulations for your review. I know I'd ask that you add this to the next agenda as an item. I was hoping we could kind of put it out there and vote on it today, but it was such short notice. I know people want to take time to review it. This has been an open item since like February or March. So I'm happy to kind of get this wrapped up and moved on. So I'll ask that we add that to next meeting's agenda. I also want to make a motion to approve training travel for our code enforcement officer to attend the New York State Building Officials Conference. This is an in-person training held in Poughkeepsie. The date of the training will be November 8th. So Chris will travel down there the night before as classes start in the morning at 8 a.m. for a total cost of $233, which is a budget item. So I'm making a motion to approve that.
I'll second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries.
Additionally, I talked to Chris about perhaps updating his schedule of fees. Darcy and I worked with him earlier this year and we really revamped the schedule of fees. He had an opportunity to review it. There's nothing that needs to be updated since we just did that work earlier. He does want to add concrete slabs that should be listed in there for an application fee of $35 and the cost to do so at 25 cents per square foot. So I'll ask Chris to update that on his schedule of fees and make sure it's updated on the website. Yes. And additionally, just one other outstanding item that we need to talk about regarding code enforcement is the fine process, but Chris is going to send us some information on that. The board will review it and then we'll have continued dialogue on that. I just wanted to bring this board up to speed on that's an outstanding issue we really need to help him with and get that resolved. Just thinking, I think that might be it. Thank you.
Bob?
The only thing I got is I've been working been in contact with the highway department about their contract. Hopefully we can get the union rep to get us what we need so that we can do the finalization. Talked to Darcy about it today. Hopefully we can get that within the next week and then we can present it to you guys.
Fantastic. That'll be great to get that done. Doug?
I have no comments this evening.
I'm going to assume Jason has no comments as well. Eileen?
Nope, I don't have any.
Liv?
Everything I would have talked about's been covered.
Already been covered? Lynn, do you have any comments? Yeah. All right, well,
Make a
wanna,
motion to
Yes.
move into executive
Thank you.
session to discuss a personnel matter.
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
We anticipate no actionable afterwards. So we will note the time for you, Lynn, and
Thank you very much.
thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question for you. Has anybody had any issues with accessing the portal?
I have not.
The new credentials that were sent your way?
No,
No? Okay.
works very nice.
Roger, I'll tell you because we call an executive session.